So today we are going to see an awesome workflow automation library that has been gaining popularity very soon. And this is something very serious which a lot of developers could actually use and make money out of, even if they are competent enough. So the library that we are going to talk about is this one, n8n workflow automation library. This is a new no code editor tool. You don't have to code anything. All of the components are available as nodes, and there is a proper visual UI for everything. It's an awesome library. We can also see the GitHub stars, which are nearly about 140K. Now, without wasting any time, let's jump into the installation and let's show you what this library can actually do for you. Now, in the quick start section, we can see that there is an npx n8n start command, which will use the npx. Like, you will not actually download the modules, but it will just call the commands which are needed to initialize this project. We don't want that. There is a deploy with Docker option. Docker is a much more established technology now. Everyone must be knowing about it. It's a container orchestration tool. It will provide you background running of the process. You'll not have to, run it interactive terminal. If the terminal ends, the program will not shut down. It will just keep running. But this is also an interactive terminal command, and it will bind itself to the terminal. And when the terminal session is closed, this command will also stop running. So we don't want that. We want a simple Docker Compose setup that we can run with this n8n repo and actually, run this as a background process, so that we can explore the features and actually, run it in a civilized manner. If we are hosting it in our platform, we don't want it to shut down in the middle of us designing a very big pipeline or something like that, or automation. So it's very easy to create a Docker Compose out of this, because we already have all the required flags and all the required image URLs present inside of this. The volume mounting, where will the local data be stored? So suppose you are working on a product or a workflow automation, where will that workflow file be stored? It will be stored in a Docker volume that will be present attached to a local volume on your own PC. So this is the command, and it's very easy to create the Docker Compose. As I am saying, we can just ask Claude or ChatGPT or any AI tool that you must be using, hey, can you create a simple Docker Compose for this? And so on. It can easily create a Docker Compose for this, which we will go. I have created a normal, directory on my local PC, nothing fancy. On over here, I will create a simple Docker Compose .yaml file, and we will provide the Docker Compose configuration that is required to run this setup in a Dockerized way in this file. And we will simply run Docker Compose up detached mode. D tag is for detached mode. And you can see it is pulling n8n. I have Docker desktop running locally, and it is pulling the libraries, downloading everything. This is the ease that you get with Docker. You don't have to, go through these installations, different kind of requirements, if your local versions are matching or not. Everything will be managed inside of a container that has its own environment. No uh, going through PyEnv, no going through Conda, no worrying about the versions of Python. Whatever versions are required, automatically they will be installed inside of a container. Requires a little bit of more contextual knowledge about Docker, but totally worth it if you put in the effort. So this is Docker Compose up, and we can see that the YouTube default container and a volume YouTube n8n data, where the data will be stored for the recent project that we are working on. So it is completely open source. This is the open source version. We have not even cloned the repository right now. So now what we can do is go to Docker desktop and see that the container is running. We can see the logs, and we can see that license cert is not initialized. Editor is now viewable at this port. So first time around, it will ask for your details. I have an email ID. I have my first name to enter. Then I'll just set up a normal password. It should always contain an capital letter, so be careful of that. I don't want any security updates. What describes my role? It's a software as a service. Let's say I am in engineering. What to CI/CD automation, data syncing automations. Myself, how big is my company? Nil. Google, and get started. So, yep. Now what will happen is it will send a free activation key for advanced features. So you can see the workflow history, review and restore any workflow version from the last 24 hours. This limit expands if you are paying for it, if you are using the cloud hosted version, the official n8n version. Advanced debugging, execution, search and tagging, folder organization into a nested structure. These all are the features included in the free version. Once you click on the send me a free license key, a license key will be sent on your email ID, using which you can activate all of these features. I click on that. Usually it takes a bit of time to uh, arrive, but rest assured it will arrive. So this is the main app. Now we can see that it says start from scratch and try a pre-built agent. So this is the interesting bit, try a pre-built agent. That means that there are already templates, and we can also see that there is a templates button over here, right on the left hand corner. There is a templates button, and if we click on this templates button, we can see that there are some templates: JSON basics, expression, workflow logic, API fundamentals. But you will say that, okay, this is not the library, like this is just this 5 templates. But if we click on this view all templates button, my friends, you will see there are 5500 plus workflow automation templates in this library. Get me? So imagine, like, look at the automations that people have made. Generate AI viral videos with Veo 3 and upload to TikTok automatically. There is a automatic pipeline you have set up. You can click on it, or it works on different triggers that you have to define. Triggers is the keyword over here. Trending AI templates and whatnot. Like, you can like spend an entire day or like entire week, actually understanding these and how these work and what kind of integrations that you have to make. So this is like a Zapier alternative, but it's La La Land for the developers that actually want to create like big applications. Imagine what this will do for data mining or web scraping. So some of the use cases. Now the use case that we are going to discuss in this video, per se the scope of this video, is the case of web scraping. Before we start to scrape data, one of the very essential things in web scraping is site mapping. Like, what is the scope of the site that we are trying to map? How many endpoints are we trying to hit? And this navbar has different types of sections of the website. So let's say that you are reading some blog or some newsletter, or following some Reddit thread or something like that. I would do a video on Reddit as well. So don't worry, stay tuned for that as well. Uh, the blog, let's say that you are reading a blog. One of the blogs that I visit is technode.com. And I always wanted to know what the extent of this site is, how many URLs are actually present, like what's the sitemap. But and you can't know this normally by going to sitemap.index.xml. Like, it's not that easy to decipher all of this information. Like, you can see there are like thousands of URLs. Like, obviously these many can't exist, and there has to be some form of categorization, or you will have to write manual code to parse these XML scripts to extract the actual websites from that. But imagine if you have a workflow automation tool like this that does everything for you. Now, obviously this is an integration tool, and there are some predefined workflows we can select from, as we saw. So just for a use case, let's do site mapping. I type in sitemap, and we can see 5 results, 5 good results of pre-made templates, free to use. Just a month ago it was uploaded. Like, the world is here. Like, I am shocked how all of this is available for free, and you can go and explore such said templates. So now if I go here and explore this template, how it works requirements. So it says that firewall API key, Google Sheets access, Google Drive access. These are the three access keys that you will need before trying to actually run this template. So the thing is to do over here is to first go and set up these access, so that when we use this template we have easy access to credentials and we have some context of what we are trying to create. So we are trying to create an automation pipeline that will integrate the Firecrawl API and Google Sheets and Google Drive in that pipeline in an automated form. Visual, you can see the entire pipeline work in right in front of you, what is the input and what is the output of each node. And for that you will need these API keys. Don't worry, all of this is for free. Firewall provides a very generous free tier. Google Sheets is free, Google Drive is free to use with your Gmail account. Like if you just go to cloud console.cloud.google.com, you'll say that try for free. I am in from UK, and over here you can see that this is like the console for the entire Google services. So when I say Google services, I mean these services: Drive, Gemini, Maps, Calendar, like Docs, Sheets. Sheets is a very good and utilitative software. So if we go over here and now if we type over here Google Sheets, we can see the Google Sheets API. Now by default, these APIs will not be enabled in your console. You'll have to enable them. So once you click on enable, this API will be enabled on your account, on the account that you have created. Now if we go to navigations option, first we just want it to be enabled. It takes a bit. So now you can see that the API has been enabled for our account. Dismiss. We don't want the 300 credits as well right now. We don't want that as well. Now OAuth consent screen. This is the OAuth overview that you will have to configure if you want to use this specific API externally through some external application like n8n, which is an automation library. Now a good question to ask might be that do we have to set up OAuth for every Google service that we create? Obviously not. Doesn't make sense because the configuration remains the same. We are just trying to use someone's API. Why would we ever need to set up like different OAuth configurations for every service that exists out there? We don't. So simply we have to come to console.cloud.google.com, which has access to all of your Gmail ID linked services, and through this portal you can access the configuration, the authorization settings for all of your services. So you have to create this once, and then you will be able to access the same credentials for Google Drive, and then you will be able to access the same credentials for Google Sheets, and then you can also expand it to different other services that Google provides. Now if you click on get started over here, you will be asked an app name. Let's say I name the app n8n test. User support email, my same email ID. Now internal and external audience, we need to click on external audience. Contact information, again 5@gmail.com, and I agree. Continue, and we create the OAuth client. Okay, any OAuth clients for this project? Correct. We have just created the client. We have not configured any OAuth client. So client ID, sorry. So a client ID is used to identify a single app to Google's OAuth servers. If your app runs on multiple platforms, it will need its own client ID. So this is kind of like a scaling thing. Like if you want multiple instances to connect to this Google service, they can from there each. So one, if you have one in Azure, if you have one in AWS, one in Vultr, one in Mast Compute, all of them can connect concurrently. So our application type is web application because it's an n8n web client thing, and test. So this is the create auth client ID section. Now the thing to do over here is you see this add redirect URIs button. We will have to add our redirect URL over here, which we will get from n8n in some time. So let's leave it like this just to fetch our URL. Now why can't I see the screen? Just a sec. So you can't create. So what we will do now is we will go over here, and we were exploring this template which said that Firecrawl API key, Google Sheets access, Google Drive access. These three things were required. Now Google's API requires the redirect URL, and before that we will just explore what is Firecrawl also, our second dependency. So Firecrawl is a new website that has again launched in 2024 or 5, I think, that says that you can enter like URLs, and it can scrape entire URLs and crawl and map, and it is brilliant and stuff. I'm also exploring its extent to the extent of how much it can do for a developer. So if we sign up, we'll get some credits free. So I'll sign up using my account. So I don't want all of this. Continue. Everywhere I have been hearing about this. All of the Reddit threads that I follow and YouTube, they are all at it. You just need to accept their terms and conditions and click on finish. Okay, now by default you will get an API key, and in the usage section, look at the effects. How beautiful. You'll get 525 credits free to use. Now, so we have our Firecrawl set up as well. We can see the API key as well. The only dependency that is left is this redirect URL, which we need from the n8n workflow. So we are trying to use this. So you can see right till now we have not spent one penny. And now if I click on use for free, it is showing copy template to JSON board. We go over here and we paste the entire template. This is the meaning of free. It is completely free. Now there is one peculiarity in this. There are some modules. You see that the node is not currently installed. It's a part of the amendable n8n nodes firewall community package. Now how to install community nodes? Now community nodes are something that us developers, open source contributions, this repository is receiving. Like the templates library, people are creating different type of templates, entire templates. So you can also program the components that are the nodes and create your own community nodes and put it online, so that people can create any type of application inside of this automation workflow basically. So you can see that it shows the option how to install the settings, community node option. But as we are using Docker, I would not focus on that much, because it sometimes gets a little sticky as well. We will just follow this documentation and look on there was a part which helped me install community nodes manually from the command line. Yep, this is it. Here you can see that we have instructions on how to do it inside the Dockerized container. So we can access our Docker shell. As we can see that our setup was running over here, the container was created, and we go over here to a new terminal, and we go and we run this command over there, and we are inside the terminal of the n8n container, where we will create this directory. Megdir file already exists. I might have tried to install it, that is why. So we go in the nodes and we first ls. So just for this sake of removing what was there, we remove recursively package dot json as well. And now if we do lsla, nothing will be over there. Now npm I n8 nodes name node name. So as you can see that over here it says which node name is missing. If we click on it, we will be redirected to the npm command that we need to use to install it. This is simply confirmable in the Claude version also. You can put in the documentation and it will give you the exact npm that you need to put. So don't get confused on this. We need this mendable part. This is important. Otherwise, like there can be separate like different types of other Firecrawl n8n nodes as well. This provides it uniqueness, and this will be required over here. So we just go to our terminal and we paste this command npm I mendable n8n nodes Firecrawl, and the packages has been installed. Now we do exit from this terminal. We do docker compose restart. How was it? Docker compose restart, docker restart n8n. So you see, you don't need to know any kind of documentation these days. Everything is just available to you basically. And now we have restarted the container as well. This time if I go over here and look over here, there is an n8n firewall. Let's see if it reaches this time or not. So you can see now it is showing the icon as well, and everything is working as we expect. Crawling success validation. So till now I have shown you how to semi set up a Google Cloud project, and how to set up a firewall key as well, which we have already done. So we don't need to wait for the demo now. We'll go over here, and what we will do is we'll click on this client, and you can see the input section and the output sections. Now credentials to connect with, create new credentials. Firecrawl, it has automatically put in the API value which this request is supposed to be routed to, which endpoint will do the actual job. We just need to put the API key from here to here, and we need to save this. Now couldn't connect. Authorization, I think this is the correct API key, right? This is so long and this is so short. Sorry, this is so short and this is so long. Now it has entered the correct API key, so be careful with that. Once you click on save, it will try to verify and help check the connection for you. So over here only, if your API key is wrong, over here only at compile time we'll know that the API key is wrong and it will not work, so that you don't have any problems down when you are running the automation. How brilliant is that? You can even retry, share the connections if you upgrade to a corporate account, like an enterprise account. Another type of logs as well. We'll see what cool stuff is available. So here you can see all the operations that this specific node that we downloaded and did so much effort for, this specific node provides us with this kind of functionality. You can simply enter what you want from the URL and you will get. So map a website and get URL, scrap a URL and get it content, crawl a website, get crawl status, extract data, search and optionally scrape search results. So what we are trying to do is site mapping. We are trying to map an entire website. For example, tech node, which we just opened. I think it got lost somewhere. There should be an app for this as well. So now we go here. Sorry, where were we? In the workflow section. So include sitemap and parameters and settings, and now we have confirmed that all of the credentials for Firecrawl crawl has been set properly. That is why I did it before, so that we are in a flow. Now you can also see it tells you each step. You can have cards showing you what each step does. Like imagine the kind of automation that you could build how easily with no code. Now one more time you're seeing this cross and it is showing you issues as well. What is the issue with this node? So you're supposed to enter your credentials over here, and now we click on credentials and now it is showing us the OAuth redirect URL which we are supposed to copy. But still, wait, there is one more gotcha with using Google credentials. With Google credentials using this cloud console that it has provided. So here we will enter this OAuth callback URL. So basically, this is the callback which this app will hit once it gets a request. So we create on this. So now you can see the client ID has been created. And once you if you go on Google Drive now, then again you don't have to Google Drive API, then again you don't have to create. So you get me, like we just enable this in the console, and for every like services API or that same OAuth client will be used. Okay, so you can see OAuth consent screen, we will already have everything that we need. Clients n8n test, the same client that we made earlier, and this is the thingy. We take this client ID and we need one client secret as well. I don't know why the secret was not downloaded. We need to go in and take in the secret as well, client secret. So here you can see if there is a client secret, you can copy and we go in workflows and we paste the client secret as well. Now to finally authenticate this n8n application to connect to your Google Drive API and Google Sheets API and all your Google Services API, you have to click on sign in with Google. But you will see that you will get a 400 bad request. That's all we know, that it's not working after so much of setup as well. So what is remaining is to put this app that we created on Google online. We have to publish. We basically created an OAuth app on Google Cloud Console platform that you are exposing to the world. Using that app, Google is accessing your own personal drives and sheets and whatever space that you own on Google's own cloud. Brilliant. Like, so if we click on publish app, it will ask you, and once you push it to production, only then n8n external service will be able to access your Google Cloud API, and only then this sign in will work. There is no trailing space, and there we have it. Because of the trailing space, everything was not working. So you have created your own Google basically console that you can use, that n8n will use to sign in to your Gmail account and then access all of your services. Now if we click on this, Google will prompt us that Google has not verified this app. But if we click on advanced, we click on go to end-to-end safe, select all, we are providing all the accesses, and we click on continue, connection successful. This window will be closed in 5 seconds. So please be careful with this client ID and client secret. These are the places, these are the root causes of errors that you will have. Like only setting up the credentials is so hard. Imagine trying to build such an application in Python or JavaScript or TypeScript or any kind of programming language, and how much time would it take and how much effort would it take, and all of this is available to us we are living in 21st century. Open source. So now this has been saved, and now we have created this auth client. Once we have created this auth client, you can use again and again the same credentials and the same client for all of your automations across this application. For any project you want, you can use the same credentials. You don't need to recreate this. Now, resource is a file, operation is copy by ID. So it is trying to copy a template. Let's look at the template that was stored somewhere. So so this template is in French, nav is in French. I was learning a little bit of French earlier, copying this. So now we can see that so Google Sheets is also asking for credentials. We'll come, we'll select. Now we have all of these credentials already set up for us to ready to use. Sorry. Now we just come over here and we just paste this client ID. We take this secret key. Don't worry, I'm going to delete all of these keys once I am done with this video. And again we click on sign in with Google. Right now it is working brilliantly. Please remember that push to production thing also. It is very important. If you are in testing mode, this OAuth client will not work and you will not be able to log in no matter how much you try. All of these bugs took me a lot of time to figure out, but look at it, like once it is set up, how fluently we can just connect to Google Sheets also using the same configuration and setup. We did not need to configure anything else. So by ID, append row, all of this has very important meaning. Operation, document by ID, by sheet, mapping column mode, map column mode, map automatically, map each column manually. You can enter which columns to map what data to, or it can detect manually. Imagine the kind of automation that they are providing. This company has really overdone like software automations. Long time after I'm making such a video on these kind of automations. And that to providing such an open source setup for it is brilliant. So what now we can do is basically how this workflow is triggered is that you will click on this and you will be routed to that. So it says open chat. Now you can see something beautiful. Now look at this. This is what we were trying to create. We created a chat bot. Like if we give it a link, it will use Firecrawl service to first crawl that link, extract all of the links, the sitemap, wherever it leads to, and then it will verify that the Firecrawl service went okay or not. Bad URLs will be caught automatically. Using a template, it will process the links and create a spreadsheet for that links, and the template says that this is level in French, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So let's say if we go to tech node, this is level 0, this is level 1. So feature archives will be level 1, feature archives will be level 1, and if we go beyond this, so this will be certain level. So it will level by level, it will tell us the entire sitemap of technode.com. And imagine if tomorrow I want to map a patent website or a research document website, I can get all of the research link, like all of the links, the entire sitemap. Even that sitemap itself will be so valuable to have that much like information on what kind of research papers are actually being published on a research site. Leave the research paper, what information that will have, but just the links. If we have that in an Excel file and we analyze this for 10 websites, imagine the trends that you could extract from such kind of data. So all of this pipeline set up right in front of you took us 20 minutes to set this entire thing up. Only the Google authentication looks a little confusing the first time around you use it. Let's do map a website and let's see what happens. And technode.com. Let's see Firecrawl what it returns. So you can see Firecrawl, how fast it has worked, and how fast it has given us all the URLs. And now you can see the crawling and success validation process has also completed. The template preparation has completed. The intelligent URL processing hierarchy creation has completed, and the spreadsheet is being populated as we speak with all the URLs that are present inside technode.com. So this is, it takes a few steps and iterations to, you know, master what you are doing, but how easy it was to create this automation. Imagine, like, now we can see that finally the data has been saved. I'm sorry, this one was created, I think, yes. So we can see the level wise mapping. Niva I told you is the level. Now there is some error also right now. It should properly fit over there, and why we need to convert that French to English as well. But you can see that the entire site's URLs, all the URLs present in TechNode are available, and there are level wise mapping. Even numbers have been taken care of. We were seeing numbers sometimes in the URLs. So let's say if we go to topics and we click on this, there were numbers 20, 25, 80, 8, 13. These are like time based numbers. So that have also been mapped at different levels to 2006 0 to 20. We can see TechNode on 2006, and you can even click and check that each URL is working. Now there is further functionality to scrape from this URL also and save it in the form of a column, in a form of a like column in this CSV, like in description or something like that. You can add, in this workflow you can add more nodes to it. Look at the input and output section, like how brilliantly from one side data is coming, what is happening is in the center. And see, I wish this node would, like, there's a community. What is missing in this node, you can tell them what is missing in this node, they'll add that functionality to this node as well. Like, how great is that? And the entire chat process, what went wrong, what came out, what went in, at every stage and step. This was the most brilliant when chat received. We just send the link and it'll start popping out this, and you can even see your Firecrawl usage, how much has been used in your Firecrawl account just to make that request. So not even like 2 credits were used to create a request for that website. So you can see how affordable all of this is for free. We just scraped an entire website of all the links. And if I just create a Python automation at the last, that now iterate on every link and find out the data, and analyze market trends or look for startup ideas or whatnot, like your imagination is the thing. This is how an n8n can power your automations, and how easy it is to create the entire workflow and run an entire workflow available in an entire library, a simple template library that lets you do any kind of automation you want. There are much more automations on like trading, etc. If you go to workflows, trading, next time we will do this Tesla Quant AI trading using Telegram plus GPT, automated range trading with Uniswap v3, and like you can give like n number of integrations. So yep, this was the video showing you how we can instantly crawl almost any website that you can think and imagine. Like, I can just give it any other website and start crawling that website and create a PDF for that. So sorry, create a CSV for that in your Google Sheets, which you can download as a CSV. If you like this video and like this content, please share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.